Hi.
All right, show us what you did tonight.
Well, I finally got this back tube in the place where I want it. Finally got the bends right, cope's right. It lays in perfectly. Like you can see here, it's 0, 0 right there right now. Perfectly level. I just got to drop. I got the other one bent right here. It's the same profile. All it needs to be is just notched, just like that one. Well, in the other orientation, but notched just like that one, and then you can weld that one in place, tack it in place, and we'll have a chassis that has full 3 dimensions on it. Then from there, we take tube from once that's in, we take this profile here, and we continue it back on the same angle. It'll probably be somewhere in about here. And then we'll go straight across at level, and then we'll take from there and we'll meet that tube up over here. So we'll have this 1.5-inch tube will be nearly all the way around.
So this is the back of the cross.
Yep, this is the back.
What's this?
What?
What is that?
This is the rear subframe.
You're gonna order like that part. What would you look for?
I would go to sierracars.com, go to parts, and then buy the rear subframe. So
Did you use that to measure everything else, or did you?
So I bought this, and then I put these in based on the distance here, and then I cut a hole in the center of this. You see the line? I put a line down the center, or just a reference line, and then I cut holes. Then I'm going to weld nuts onto there so that this can bolt into those nuts. So this bolts into here, and this bolts into here, so that can come on and off. The reason why I wanted to use this is it gives me a little bit of extra space back here for the spool. The spool is going to live right here, and having this out gives me a little bit more space. And then these are the mounts for the radius rods. So they're off here. 2 will go over here to the rear trailing arm brake, where the wheel will be over here. So that's where those get mounted there. So it was all done for me. I didn't have to think about it, and for $250, the amount of material is going to take, time, mess ups, because that happens. It was just, I figured it was more economical just to buy it.
What's a spool?
What's a spool? Spool's right here. It's halfway made right now. Let me come right back. So
Oh, okay, this thing. I gotcha.
So this guy will mount right in here.
You have to build the mine for it.
Yeah, so I've already got this side tacked on. I got to get a couple of bolts to reference the holes so that when I tack this one on, it's in the right orientation. This one will go here, like that. And then there's some tabs over there, and right here, this guy. This is 1.5 by 3. That'll get welded in here. And then this will get, the tabs will get welded to that. Yep. This will get bolted to that. And then from here, this hole and this hole here, you can see that center one right there. we'll be able to rock this back and forth to tighten the chain. So the chain will be at the proper tension.
What else is going to be back here?
So spool will be there. Engine will be here-ish. I'll try to get the engine as far forward as I can, so for weight distribution. So we have more closer to a 50-50 weight distribution. Whether we pull the engine further back, it'll cause more rear biased engine or rear biased weight, causing handling to be affected. And the closer you can get to 50-50 weight distribution on the tires, the better. So that means engine further forward, as close to the firewall as possible.
Where's the seat going to start?
The seat will probably be somewhere in this area right here. So I would say just forward of this hoop would be where the seat's going to live.
Will there be a wall or?
Yep. Firewall. I'm thinking doing it from about here down, and then from here to here, make like an intake for the engine. So all the air rushing in will go through a filter that I was thinking about mounting up here, and then we'll do velocity stacks on the carburetor to get a little bit more pep out of the engine, a little more horsepower.
What's going to be up here?
Radiator will be up here. The fan will be on top, pointing out, so it'll be sucking hot air from the engine bay out of it. Fuel tank will live here, which I'm thinking I might get a bigger fuel tank than that little 2.5 gallon.
Top shelf?
Yeah, that guy right there. So I'm thinking I might get a bigger one. We'll see.
Why are you thinking about that?
Because that's only 2.5 gallons. It'd be nice to have a 5 gallon. More fuel, longer riding time.
Yeah.
Right? Fuel tank here, radiator here, engine in there, spool in there.
How do we get it off this?
What
do you call this?
Jig. So you just loosen these, take them off, and lift it off.
Are we going to be strong enough to lift it up?
Oh, this will only be 150 pounds. It ain't going to be that heavy. Or, I mean, if we really want to get crazy, I can hang it from the rafters and drop the jig out from underneath it. Like,
so, when you're adding the engine and all that stuff, it's
Yep.
off the jig.
Yes. Yes.
At what point do you take it off the jig?
I will take it off the jig once I have this tube in. The tube's coming back here, this tube. I've got one more to do up here. I've got to remake the one that goes from here and up to here. This is one that was wrong, and I just couldn't live with it.
I can't believe you did that.
Why? It was so off.
Not really.
Yes, really. It was like a 1/2 inch off over 1.5 feet. Like, that's bad. That's bad. It would have affected handling. It wouldn't have been able to take an alignment correctly. It had to be done. So this has been redone. It's all tacked in. I just got to make this one, and that'll be good to go. Then we got to put a tube in here, right here, and then we got to put a tube in right here,
Okay, that makes sense.
and then this will all be done up here. Then there's going to be it's called an FIA bar. So we're going to go from this joint here, right about there. We're going to go down to here-ish, and then down to here, and then down to here. So it's a straight run going down.
It's a bar, so it's not like this.
Yeah, it'll be like this, but it'll go all the way down. That way we're going to mimic how this goes all the way over. This one, we'll mimic that with it here. That way. That way.
Cut all those pieces already? Sorry.
Yeah, those are all cut. Whether I'm going to be able to use them or not after all the slight modifications we've done to the chassis, we'll see. So they may end up being scrapped.
I interrupted you. That way what?
Okay, so that way if it does go on its top, roll over, we'll have essentially two crash bars holding this and this apart. So when it rolls over, it won't crush in here. This is a bit of a far span with a joint right in the middle where it creates a weak point. So by putting that FIA bar in, it'll increase the rollover strength, so that if it does go over, when it goes over, because I'm sure somebody's going to flip it, it'll stay in one piece and protect the driver.
What are the tools that you're using for stopping?
Angle finder. This is very, very, very useful, very accurate. Level. These guys, these strong hand tools, magnet clamps, like I hold it in place when I go to weld it. So that's where it's going to be. Weld it. Okay, cool. Take it off. And they're quite. It doesn't really. My new TIG welder, generator. Generator is probably what I'm using the most. Bender. Yeah.
Talk about the bender.
It's
Like a horse.
it's a Amazon bender, no fancy name brand. It's a copy of a JD Squared. It came out of China. It was cheap. Normally the bender is $1,000, and there's $1,000 in this whole thing sitting here. So the Swag Off-Road hydraulic conversion for the JD Squared, we made that. Well, we bought it and then welded it together ourselves, and then the Harbor Freight air over hydraulics cylinder makes it a whole lot easier to bend than trying to do it by hand. So here, all you got to do is and it makes the bend. Pipe goes in here, it's pulled from there.
You have a vision.
I do. I have a vision. The vision is maybe not with this one. This is our learning process. This is the figure stuff out process car. With the next one, and the more I'm thinking about it, I think there's going to be a next one. I'd like to go crazy with it and maybe run Pikes Peak. Pikes Peak, it's easy to qualify for. You run some other hill climb events in the area. You go fast enough, safe enough, and then you get an invite to Pikes Peak. Pikes Peak, it's a basically run what you brung competition. So whatever weapon you decide to bring to the mountain, they'll let you run it as long as it passes safety. Which there's a few things on this one that I don't think it would pass safety for a major FIA event like that. But on the next one, we'll address those things and we'll make sure it's gonna pass safety inspection. The inch and a quarter tube that the plans from KJ called for is is it's ERW, so electronic welded. It's welded. It still shows the weld seam in it. Where these are all dome. All the 1.5-inch tube is dome, drawn over mandrel. With going to an event like that, I wouldn't want to use 1.25 inches. I'd want it, every tube in it to be 1.5 inches. And then every single tube dome. Or maybe even crazier, Docal R8. Like that's an even stronger, lighter chassis material than 1.5-inch dome. So we'd be able to run a smaller wall thickness on the tube with the same amount of strength as dome. So, and then this one's going to have a FZR 600 engine. The next one, maybe we go a little wilder and we do a Hayabusa engine. This one makes about 100 horsepower. That one could make 200, 250. So we're getting into the realm of very fast.
We talk about regulators and putting in place because we're a family.
Yeah.
Ages,
Yep.
and we talking about speed and all that stuff.
So the seat's over here. So it's a racing seat. A lot of guys use them in drift competitions. They're perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with them. Steering wheel, same thing. It's actually a decent steering wheel. It's not going to just fold up on us if we get in an accident. And then we've got a full 5-point harness that's going to go in. I've designed in CAD a adjustable pedal box so that we can move the seat forward and we can move the pedals forward so that a smaller driver can fit in there and it'll feel like it's fit to them, because it will be, right? And then when a bigger driver like myself gets in, we can move the seat back and the pedals forward so that I can fit in the right spot, right? So we'll be able to fit it to a range of body types, if that makes sense. So with the smaller kids, maybe we get some more of this padding. We can put some more padding in here. So when they cinch the harness down, it'll suck them in nice and tight. So if they do go over, they're going to be hanging in the seat. Totally fine.
And can they go 90 miles per hour?
105. That's the calculated top speed of this right now. It's 105 miles an hour.
We're going to let every child go 105.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
How are we going to stop that?
So on the pedal box, I'm going to come over here.
Hopefully you'll be able to hear us when we come off the back.
Yeah. Okay, so the pedal box. When this is bolted into the mount that I'm going to make, you come over here. So there's a screw here. I don't know if you can see it.
Say where?
There's a screw right here,
Oh, okay.
which limits the forward travel of the pedal, right?
Okay.
Here, let me do this. Let me clamp this in place. It'll make things a little easier. So, when you push on the throttle, right, it comes back and it stops its forward travel with that screw there. There's another one back here, right in the middle. You see it?
Yeah.
So we can adjust that so when this pedal gets pushed, it stops at a specific spot. So essentially, when a kid's driving it, I'll adjust this so you basically only get 50% of the throttle available from the engine. So you're not going to, I mean, in theory, you'll be able to do 105 because there's nothing limiting you from, but because you're only at half throttle, there won't be enough horsepower to get you that fast. Does that make sense? So it'll cut down on how fast the cart could possibly go.
50?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. They wanted a race car. We're building a race car, and it's going to be a race car they can grow with too. So yeah, that'll be nice once that's in and done. Then we got a brake bias controller. So when you turn that, zoom in right here. So when I turn the knob, you see how that bar is spinning?
Yes.
What that's doing is that's moving the center point of when you push on the brake pedal, changing how much the front and the rear brakes get. So if you change it, turn it one way, you're going to get a bunch of front brakes and no rear. If you turn it the other way, you'll get a bunch of rear brakes and no front. But that way you can adjust how the brake force gets applied. So when you hit the brake, it does what you want it to do.
So there's brakes on all the wheels?
All 4 tires. Minus some coolant hoses, some wiring, rear brake pads, and some custom parts that I still need to finish designing in CAD.
What kind of engine and what tires and all that? Where are you getting that?
So right now the tires I have are off of I forget which generation, but they're off of a Miata. Is the rims I have right now, and I've got some cheap Chinese tires that'll fit on those. I don't think that's what it's going to live on it for forever. I'd like to find like a what was it, a 205 15, I think was the size that I was going to go with, and then we'll find some 15-inch wheels, car tires or wheels to go on it.
Thanks for showing me the cross cart.
Here, there's one more fun thing. We'll get mounted about right there. It's huge. This is the biggest one you can find.
Where do you find it?
Well, it's an NRG brand, same as the seat and the steering wheel and the stuff like that. I found it on eBay, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe one day we'll be selling these things.
Thank you for showing me. Love you.
I love you too.
Ryan's and our family's passion project.
Yep.
When did we start building this?
We didn't start building it until this year, but we started buying parts for it 2 years ago.
And when do we hope to have it done by?
I'd like to have it a rolling chassis, so the suspension on it and on its tires by Christmas, which I think is a tall order right now, because that's 4 weeks away-ish. And then the other lofty goal is for it to drive out of here by spring. Not done, just drive out of here.
Yes. And we both have jobs, and we have 6
I work
children.
6 kids. I work a lot of hours. A lot of hours.